Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. And hope you're having a good day today. Good start to your day. And I hope your weekend that's coming up is filled with all kinds of health activities. I don't know.
Because that's the only that's the healthiest activity I'll do is going to a concert. Do you think I got a chance of being healthy at the concert?
I don't know.
I know I'll be the only person there that's not indulging in alcohol or anything like that.
Well, it's all right. Yeah, bring a glass of milk.
Water.
Water.
Yeah, too many people will dehydrate, so water.
So I'm going to start the show off today by asking you and Stephen a question. Okay? First question, Stephen and Josh. Stephen, when was the last time you went to the doctor for a checkup?
It's got to be at least 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 years.
Okay, you're not sure, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Josh, when's the last time you went for a full physical?
3 months ago, and then I've had 2 checkups since, but full physical about 3 months ago.
What would you have, chest pains or something?
No, it was a yearly thing for insurance. And they send you to get a physical.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get a discount. It's like a wellness checkup, so you get like a percentage off your insurance if you participate in the program.
Yeah.
Only about 50% of men can remember their last medical checkup.
That's pretty accurate, I would say.
Right here. My little sample 50, of 2.
50, yep.
My little sample of 2. Only 50% of men can remember their last medical checkup. I'm going to develop this theme a little bit more. Again, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. The women in the audience get this. The men in the audience, not so much. Men, I don't know.
Well, I'd rather run with the women than they're smarter.
Well, I caught on to that when I was a boy. I knew about that. The girls I figured that out a long time ago. Yep. Absolutely.
They say the sky is pink. I said, you're right.
It's right. So the women in the audience understand, the men in their life trying to get their dad, their husband, their brother, or somebody to go to the doctor. It's like, you almost have to do it at gunpoint. And then, let me ask you this question. And I would really, I know this is a hard question to answer, Stephen, but do you think you're a tough guy?
Tough as meaning toughing out things?
No, you're a tough guy. Or you think
no,
you're
not at all.
Okay. Josh, do you think you're a tough guy?
If I were to answer that honestly, I would say I know I am. Okay. But I don't try to be tough or anything like that.
I know you don't. No, you're a sweet guy.
It's martial arts, so I know I can handle myself.
All right. Those 2 themes, men not knowing when their last medical checkup and how tough they think they are related here, and I want to share that with you, and we'll get into that in a second. And I wanted to let you know that Dr. Amiee Schunney will be my guest today, and she'll be hopefully calling in from California. She's one of my favorite guests. I really like her a lot. I met her a couple of years ago when I went to Nordic Naturals' office out in California, and she was there at the meeting. She's an educator for them. And she happened to be in this meeting that they asked me to attend and participate in. And I met her, and it was clear to me that she's very bright. And it turns out that she's not only bright, but she has a sense of humanity about her. She's a clinician, sees patients every day, and she just makes sense. But she doesn't make sense in a mundane way. She's sound thinking, well-trained, and she's compassionate. And she's open-minded. And those are the kinds of things that I look for in people when I'm trying to have a conversation. You know, this show is about dialogue, right? And I can only keep you dialed in if I'm dialed into that guest and they're being animated and entertaining and smart and insightful, and you're saying, yeah, this works for me. So she's one of those people. You'll see if you never had an experience with her, you'll get it. You'll see. So we'll look forward to that conversation today. So this business about men, I thought we would have this little theme today because I talk a lot about women's health on this show, and men deserve some attention here, and I guess this is not the kind of attention they would like. But more than 80% of men, when in this survey that was done, 80% of men could remember the make and model of their first car. I remember mine. Mine was a 1957 Chevy, 4-door, canary yellow and white.
86 Monte Carlo.
See? Stephen, what was your first car?
Honda Accord.
See? No, bang, right out of the box.
Hatchback.
But you had to struggle to think about when your last medical checkup was. 5 years ago. He wasn't sure. Stephen sort of reflects. That's why I always like to ask him questions. I've been doing it to him for 10 years. Only about 50% could remember their last checkup with the doctor. So, yeah, and this is not good. The survey of approximately 1,000 men, that's how they got to understand this particular statistic. And to say that men didn't need to take better care of themselves is an understatement. And, you know, oftentimes it's the women in their life that are making the doctor's appointments, telling them that they need to do this or telling them that they need to change that and taking care of them. And I get that. I understand. But I think men are doing a little better. In all fairness, is there room for improvement? Absolutely. But then there's this other study. It comes out of Rutgers. This is a new one, brand new. And it sort of relates to this first study. And you'll see how. We all know that men are less likely to go to the doctor than women are. We know that. And guess what? They're more likely to choose a male doctor when they go. And this study also showed that they're less likely to be honest with the doctor about their symptoms. Think about that for a second. They're less likely to go to a female doctor. They're most likely to choose a male doctor. And they're less likely to be honest with the doctor that they want to go see. That's worrisome. It makes you wonder, wait a minute. If that's their approach to their relationship with their doctor, what's their approach in their relationship with their partner? Right? It makes you wonder. I'm just saying. So, this study, I had to go back and I said, wait a second. Must got to be a typo here. There's no typo. And the researchers in the study, this is not so funny, believe that this is probably most likely contributes to why men die younger than women. You know, men can't help them. The women are trying to help them, and the men can't even help themselves. They can't even be honest with the doctor about their symptoms. Why in the hell would you lie to the doctor or not be forthcoming? Why? Because it's not being tough. The tougher men think they are, the less likely they are to be honest with their doctor. What's up with that? How are we raising our boys to become men? What is up with that? That was the bottom line finding of that study. The tougher men think they are, the less likely they are to be honest with their doctors.
That's hard. That's really crazy, because I was taught to, the more open you are, the more courageous you are.
Well,
like, I don't have that experience.
Every single day, although my mom's been dead a couple of years now, I'm reminded of of all the things that she taught me. And I come back, I'll tell you more about that.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our number one ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
Did you know that the most common form of calcium supplement today is calcium carbonate, also known as limestone? You don't eat rocks as part of your balanced diet, so why would you choose to supplement your bone health nutritional needs with limestone? Our bodies understand and seek whole food sources of nutrition. New Chapter is proud to deliver Bone Strength Take Care, a calcium complex that delivers key bone health nutrients in the form of whole food, not rocks. Bone Strength Take Care also delivers key bone nourishing nutrients, including vitamins D3 and K2. Vitamin K2 is of critical importance as it ensures calcium is placed in the bone where it's needed and stays out of the arteries where it's not. Discover for yourself the whole food bone health alternative to rocks. Bone Strength Take Care, the best-selling natural bone health supplement in America. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Are you tired of taking vitamin pills or powders? How about gummy vitamins with high fructose corn syrup or coloring? Finally, you have a choice with Nature's Dynamic whole food gummy supplements and probiotics made by a dad. Imagine getting benefits of your garden in a delicious gummy supplement. Nature's Dynamics utilizes organic, plant-based vitamin and mineral sources with non-GMO, gluten, soy, and dairy-free ingredients in a delicious gummy for the whole family. Nature's Dynamics has berry garden gummies made by a dad, multivitamin omega-3 and probiotics for kids, body boost joint relief, whole food bone and calcium gummy, whole food immune and vitamin C gummy, whole food omega-3 gummy, Be Beautiful hair, skin, and nails gummy, prenatal plus gummy, whole food probiotics for digestive support, and body boost energy and wellness multivitamin for him and her in a delicious, easy to digest gummy. To learn more about Nature's Dynamics or to find a retailer near you, visit naturesdynamics.com or madebyadad.com. Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements made by a dad.
Energy, energy, and more energy. Everyone needs it. But did you know you can get the energy you need quick through the powers of wild forest extracts? Wild chaga and birch bark were a secret source of energy and power for Russian athletes years ago, making them unbeatable. Now you too can experience real energy and power like you've never dreamed possible. Wild chaga is the world's top source of SOD, superoxide dismutase, that critical enzyme that blocks the aging process and keeps your cells healthy. Wild birch extract is the world's top source of betulin, a natural sterol needed by every cell of the body. And healthy cells mean a healthy you, and a more powerful one too. Chaga birch bark is also good for your heart, healthy cholesterol, and even helps build healthy arteries. No wonder it's known as the king of all herbs. So take your Chaga Charge tea with wild birch bark every day and Chaga Max capsules from North American Herb and Spice and get that maximum energy you need. Also available in liquid as Chago Power Drops. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Natrol, Own Your Health, Alga Life, Algae for Life, NeoCell, the true science of collagen, CV Sciences, from seed to shelf, New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom, Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing, Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
So why is it that men die earlier than women? Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. It's true. And it seems that that's always been that way. Is it genetic? What? Is it part of the way men are brought up in the culture? Is it cultural? Is it genetic? What is it?
Escape.
Escape. Ooh. This study was published in the, I'll leave that alone, Preventive Medicine and the Journal of Health Psychology. And that was essentially the question that the researchers, that Dr. Diana Sanchez, who's an associate professor of psychology in the School of Arts and Sciences at Rutgers, wanted to ask. And she said, men can expect to die 5 years earlier than women. And physiological differences, she said, this is interesting, don't explain that difference, close quote. Let me repeat that quote. Men can expect to die 5 years earlier than women, and physiological differences don't explain that difference, close quote. So physiologically speaking, there's nothing about the anatomy or the physiology of the two genders that really would account for why one gender is more prone to die sooner rather than later. So that's what they were intrigued with. Dr. Sanchez and Dr. Himmelstein, the two researchers in a study, discovered that men who held traditional beliefs about masculinity, what's the traditional belief? That men should be tough, brave, self-reliant, and restrained in their expression of emotion. Those men were more likely to ignore medical problems or, at a minimum, put off dealing with them than women or than men with less traditional beliefs. Now, I made the allusion to the way I was raised and the way my mother raised me. And I grew up in a multi-ethnic, blue-collar, deep blue-collar neighborhood, tough. Kids were tough. And I remember one day, I was a boy, I came home and I was crying. And I went to my mother. And she asked me what was the matter. And I said, I forget the boy, had beat me up. And I was crying. And she asked me what happened and this and that. And she said, I want you to go back outside and I want you to go deal with him. I forget what she said to me, but I remember going back outside and confronting him again. She said, because if you don't, he's going to beat you up again. Now, my mother was the most sensitive person I've ever known in my life. She also raised me to be sensitive, I think. I would like to think that. But she also raised me to be tough, but not tough to the point where you're stupid. There's a difference. And you had to be tough in my neighborhood. I remember, a lot of the boys in the neighborhood were a lot older, and they like to pick on the little kids. And I had one skill that they didn't have. I could run like nobody's business, and they couldn't catch me. And so they would lay traps for me when I would go to school back and forth. They could never catch me. Once in a while, they got lucky, but most of the time, they couldn't catch me. But that's how I grew up. Yeah, tough. You had to be tough. But my mother also taught me, I think, to be sensitive. And that's a problem in our culture. For some reason, we seem to think that teaching young boys to be sensitive and caring and empathetic is not masculine. That, that traditional view of being a man. You got to be tough, you got to be brave, you got to be self-reliant, you can't show your emotions. That's not so healthy quite frankly. And it turns out that seems to be one of the main variables, that accounts for a lot of the variance as to why, statistically speaking, why men may die sooner rather than later, or die sooner, let me correct that, die sooner compared to women, 5 years sooner. It's not necessarily biological or physiological, according to this study. And these men who really thought that they were tough, they were more likely to ignore their medical problems, they said, or at least put off dealing with them. They were more likely to choose a male doctor, which is interesting, based on the belief that male doctors were more competent than female doctors. Really? Paradoxically, they pointed out in the study, the researchers discovered that men, having chosen a male doctor, were less likely to be open with that doctor about their symptoms in the first place. Now, we can do better than this as men. And here's the reason that Dr. Sanchez gave. She says, that's because they don't want to show weakness or dependence to another man, including a male doctor, close quote. And they won't go to a female doctor because they're probably uncomfortable in talking with a woman about male issues or medical problems or showing weakness in front of a woman. So men, the way we're raising our boys in this culture, we need to rethink this a little bit. It doesn't serve men well when they become adults. Women need to be tough, brave, self-reliant too, don't they? Given the culture in which they're raised and the discrimination that women have to experience, you don't think they have to be tough-minded, brave, and self-reliant? I taught thousands of students, many of them females, young women, and they were always concerned about how they were going to survive. I said, you got to be tough. That's what I would tell them. You got to be tough.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering, you're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. Nature's Dynamics. Garden to Gummy supplements made by Dad. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. Nutrix Hawaii, more nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. And we're sort of at the end of the week here, aren't we? And the weekend's coming up. I hope you had a good week and you got some nice plans for the weekend. You know, not like, don't do what I do. You know, I need time off to get work done. That's not good. I admit it. My guest is Dr. Amiee Schunney. I talked a little bit about her at the beginning of the show, gave you some idea if you're new to the show who she is. She's been a regular guest on my show for a good while, and she has a clinical practice. She's a naturopathic physician, has a clinical practice out in California, in Santa Cruz and Campbell, California. I haven't been to Campbell. I've been to Santa Cruz. And she also has a podcast called Green Tea and Honey, and she has one of her colleagues, Chef Jenny Brewer. And I guess they talk about green tea and honey on that show. We'll have to, food and whatnot. That's good. That's all good. And she created her own cleansing program called the 21-Day Reset. We're going to talk about cleansing today. But in my typical fashion, I always lure the guests or guests into other, how can I put this?
Spider webs.
Dangerous territories? Well, we'll see what I do with this. Dr. Schunney, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to have you on.
Well, thanks. It's always great to be here.
Long time no see.
I know, it's been a while.
What's the matter? Did I say something to offend you? Too bad.
No, man, I had to catch up on my sleep.
You have to. I know. First of all, thanks for getting up so early out there on the left coast. I know it's awfully early for you, and you got youngsters and whatnot. You got to go to work, and here you are talking to me early in the morning. This is sort of like a nightmare, right? Wake you up in the middle of the night to talk to me.
It is because of talking to you that I would do it. I always say, and I'm really not just saying it, that you are the only radio show that I would get up at this hour for on any kind of regular basis. I always like talking to you. You have a lot of good stuff to say.
Well, thank you so much. I'm flattered that you would say that. How many men do you have in your clinical practice?
I would say that men probably make up 10 to 15% of my practice. My practice is predominantly women, but I do see men on a regular basis as well.
I have another naturopathic physician, Dr. Marita Sho, and her practice is primarily women too. Now, it could be that both she and you sort of want it that way, but isn't it interesting that it is that way? And I wonder if that's a pattern or a trend. If we looked at naturopathic female physicians, if we would find that most of their patients are female, not male. What I'm getting at is this. In this new study out of Rutgers, it's trending, it's brand new. They found, among other things, and I'm so glad that you're on. You're so perfect for this today. You are. I couldn't have picked a better guest. They found that men are more likely to select a male physician rather than a female physician. And I'm wondering, even with naturopathic doctors, that even might be the case as well. And you may market and promote your practice so that more females come to your practice than not. I don't know what you're doing with marketing. But it's interesting that men choose to go to men rather than women, generally speaking. I'm not shocked by that. Your thoughts?
I kind of am shocked by it because I was under the impression that the general trend was that both men and women liked going to women doctors better, preferred women doctors better. I know that the men in my practice, it does come up sometimes, and they tell me that they gravitate towards female practitioners in general because they feel more vulnerable with their health issues. They feel like if they go to a woman, they are going to be listened to better. They have the potential to be cared for in a more nurturing way.
Well, I think that is a small subset of men.
Well, maybe. And maybe what I was going to say is that maybe that is more indicative of men who come to naturopathic doctors, because already if you're coming to a naturopathic doctor or another type of integrative physician, you're already looking for a particular level of care and detail, that is above and beyond what you get in your conventional medical setting. So,
that may be true. That may be true. That's an interesting hypothesis. We could test that in a study. But let me tell you what else they found in this Rutgers study. And I'm not shocked. The tougher men thought that they were, the more inclined they were to choose a male over a female doctor. The more, and by tough, it was operationalized as, how did they operationalize it here? I gave those variables a moment ago. They, being tough-minded, brave, self-reliant, restrained in the expression of their emotions. That's how tough was operationalized. Those men are more inclined to choose a man, but there's more yet. While they were more inclined to choose the man, they were less inclined to tell him about their symptoms. Now, are we screwed up or what?
Oh, boy.
Think about this now. The tougher men thought that they were, the more likely they were to reject a female physician and select a male physician, and the more likely they were to be less honest with that male doctor about their physician, about their symptoms with their physician. So even though they wanted to be with a man, they still weren't honest with the man. And I believe it's because they didn't want to appear weak. And they didn't even want to appear weaker yet with being with a female physician and saying, I'm experiencing impotence problems or something like that. I can't even imagine some of those guys even approaching that topic with a female physician. I don't know. You're the clinician. I'm just a mere talk show host, producer trying to make a living.
It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, it really speaks to as far as we have come with gender identity and gender politics and what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman in this day and age. I mean, we are still really stuck in a lot of antiquated old styles of behavior that really don't serve us at all. I mean, don't
serve men well at all. Don't serve. And by the way, in the study, they found that men were 5 years more likely to die sooner than women, not because of genetics, but because of socialization, perhaps. Be right back.
Are you suffering from those awful allergies? Hay fever, sneezing, watery eyes? Here's some advice you won't want to miss.
I'm a doctor, and my patients used to dread allergy season. But then I discovered A-Vogel Allergy Relief, a unique combination of natural ingredients that usually addresses every one of my patients' symptoms. And while it's clear that the vast majority of my patients benefit significantly from A-Vogel Allergy Relief, what's even more amazing is that after using it, at least half of my patients' symptoms didn't return. As a doctor, that's the kind of outcome my patients and I can appreciate.
Get doctor-recommended A-Vogel Allergy Relief for your allergy symptoms. It's proven safe, it doesn't make you drowsy, it's fast-acting, and it may even help prevent your allergies from returning. Available at vitamin discount centers, Richards, Rollin' Oats, Vitamin Shop, Nutrition Smart, and other fine health food stores.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymedica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymedica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Murray with a minute of important health news. One of my all-time favorite natural products is a special extract of licorice known as DGL. DGL is short for deglycyrrhizated licorice, but I tell my patients that it stands for darn good licorice. DGL is made by removing the compound in licorice that can raise blood pressure in some people. Double-blind clinical studies have shown DGL is quite useful in healing stomach and intestinal ulcers. In fact, in head-to-head studies, it has actually outperformed popular anti-ulcer drugs. But rather than inhibit the release of stomach acid, DGL stimulates the normal defense mechanisms that prevent ulcer formation and promote healing. Clinical studies have not only shown DGL to be extremely effective, but also that it is completely without side effects. Clearly, DGL is a better choice.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance. Smart choices to living longer and stronger include making Kyolic aged garlic extract a part of your daily routine. For years, medical researchers have recommended adding Kyolic to the diet as a powerful tool to enhancing overall heart and immune health. Recent clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and the only antioxidant garlic supplement available worldwide. Maintaining a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract, available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit kyolic.com, that's KYOLIC.com, or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness, VSN, Finish First, Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils, Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation, Natural Factors, where great health begins, Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless, A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
There's sort of an interesting, more than interesting, intersection between culture and health here. What I'm getting at generally, is the way we socialize young boys and young girls has a profound connection to health, wellness, and well-being, not only throughout the life cycle. And this study that I'm referencing and talking with Dr. Amiee Schunney, my guest, about, it comes out of Rutgers. And what they found was that men, in our culture, we raise men to be what? Boys. As boys, we teach them that they got to be tough. You need to be brave, self-reliant, and we teach them not to show emotion, whether we intend to or not. And they grow up that way. And in this study, they found that men who had those features, that were tough, brave, self-reliant, and restrained in their emotions, in other words, a high level of masculinity, they were more likely to ignore their medical problems, or at least put them off, than women, or than men with less traditional beliefs, and they were more likely to choose a male doctor based on the belief that the male doctors were more competent than female doctors. But paradoxically, even though they chose the male doctor, they were less likely to be open with that male doctor about their symptoms. Now, there's something wrong with the paradigm that we're using in our culture to raise young boys. That's my opinion. Make of it what you will. Dr. Schunney, welcome back.
Thank you. How old were the men in this study?
The age, I didn't have the complete study. I didn't have the methods. Yes, the men, there were 190, they were students. There were 88 men and 105 women. So I don't know what the average age would be. The researchers then yes, they were undergraduates at a large public university. So these weren't even older men. These were already young men. Young men.
Yeah.
And that attitudinal, behavioral imprint was already there that I just described. Now, I met you one time in person, and I've talked to you several times on the phone, and I would never claim to know you, all right? I know something about you. I'm connected to you professionally, but I'm going to tell you, this is what I see. And I don't know if I'm right about this or not. I work without a net around here, so oftentimes I can be wrong. But I get the feeling that you were raised to be tough-minded, self-reliant, and brave, and all of those things. But I find you very expressive with your emotion naturally. But you don't. When I met you, you didn't strike me as someone who wasn't tough, who wasn't brave, or self-reliant. In fact, that's what popped out at me sitting next to you in that meeting in California that you probably forgot. So I don't know what your mother, I don't know if that's how you were raised, but that's what I saw in you. Am I wrong about that?
Certainly. Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I was certainly raised that way. And this is a conversation that's very near and dear to my heart. I have a son who's going to be 8 in May, and he's an incredibly naturally sensitive and emotional creature. And and I want to raise him in a way that empowers him to be emotional and to be sensitive. And I'm also very aware of the world that he's being raised in, and I want him to be included in the world of boys and the world of men. I don't want him to be excluded from that. So I'm trying to figure out, without a net also, just the full realm of how you teach all of those kinds of.
Well, I'll tell you how. I'll tell you how. You already know how. You already know how. Just like you did it. Here's my question.
Yeah.
You are tough. I think you're tough. You're no pushover, lady. I know that. I can tell that right now. I could see you pushing back on anybody at any time. I think you're pretty self-reliant. That comes through. And I think you're probably pretty brave. But how is it that we can raise women like that and they can still express their emotions, and we raise boys to be the first 3 of those features, tough, self-reliant, and brave, but unwilling to express their emotions? You see what I'm getting at? We can raise women to be tough and all of the, to be all those things that a man wants to be, but they're also they also are allowed to express their emotions. We raise boys not to express their emotions, which really is the heart of the matter, it seems to me. So the answer to what I'm saying is you already know how to do it. The way your mother and father raised you is to do exactly the same thing with your boy, and he'll turn out just like you. You already have the formula.
Yeah, and I think that having adult men in a child's life who have some ability to do that as well is really crucial too. It's one thing to see it from the women in their lives, which is also important, but I think having male role models is really crucial too.
Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. My dad died My dad died relatively young. The biggest influences in my life were women.
Yeah.
And if you talk to the kids in my neighborhood, I was a tough kid. I was not a pushover. I was not a pushover. Believe me. I got my share of fights for a lot of different reasons. And it was a tough neighborhood. But yet, being raised, the major influence in my life were women. That's where I learned, I would like to think, to be more sensitive and willing to talk about my feelings and emotions. We don't raise men that way.
No.
They won't be able to get through Navy SEAL school, see, that way. That's what we teach them. That's not true.
Well, you look at the world around us, and it makes sense kind of why we are where we are. I mean, this needs to change.
Takes a long time to change. It takes a paradigm shift of cosmic proportions to make that happen.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I think this all bears upon health. Men not willing to go to the doctor, not willing to share their symptoms, not willing to go to and they're dying 5 years sooner than women, and it's not due to physiological reasons. It seems to be due to social programming. Kind of ironic, huh?
Yeah.
You wanted to talk about something easier.
Oh, this is good. This is important.
No, it's critical. I love having you on the show. I was telling Josh that, one of my producers. I love having her on the show. The only problem with you is you don't come around often enough. And we need to get you on the show more. We come back, we're going to talk about cleansing and detoxing. That would seem like a simple topic. There is some controversy that swirls around it, though.
statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in. And you're listening to the show on hopefully your local radio station someplace. I guess you are. You may be listening to it on your computer, smartphone, or tablet. That's possible. Or you may be watching it on those devices as well, because we do stream at letstalknutrition.com. But the lion's share of our audience are radio listeners located coast to coast, and including Hawaii. And please, please, please support your local radio station. We take radio for granted. We just think that it's always there. These radio stations, it's a business, and, they need that listenership. So support your local radio station. Believe me, terrestrial radio is alive and well. We want to keep it that way. And my guest is alive and well, too. That's good. I'm going to mix her up with somebody else. No, we're not going to do that. Dr. Amiee Schunney. How can I mix her up with anybody else? Dr. Schunney's been on my show now over the years a number of times, and she, I'm biased. She is one of my favorite guests for a lot of different reasons. I explained some of that in the opening of the first hour of the show today. I can always get an unvarnished point of view from her. She'll give me an authentic answer. She's not going to give me a politically correct answer. She'll give me what she's thinking and feeling. I appreciate that. And I think the listener and the viewer of the show does as well. And what I was discussing with her about was this one study with men, just to capsulize it, and that tougher men are less likely to be honest with their own male selected physician. They prefer men over women physicians, male over female physicians, and then they don't even open up with the male physician, and then when they're in front of them. And they tend to die 5 years sooner than women. And the doctors in this study, the researchers in this study, were asserting that perhaps it's not due to physiological variables that men die sooner, but perhaps more socialization factors, the way we raise boys to become men, and their attitudes about being a man and being masculine, and all that means, tough, self-reliant, courageous, and whatnot, not showing your emotions. It doesn't serve men well at all. So we discussed that. If you're interested in hearing that, the shows are on demand at letstalknutrition.com. 877-897-8255 is toll free. You can call anytime you want. 877-897-8255. I do this show, produce it, and host it for you, the listener and the viewer. That's why we're here. Dr. Schunney, welcome back. I was looking at the production notes, and they tell me that you wanted to talk about cleansing and detoxing. Let me see if I can, in your own authentic stuff, I can get you to be authentic on this topic. When one presses the literature to look for studies about cleansing and detoxing, there's not much there, right? There's not much there.
Right.
So in your training as a naturopathic physician, What did they teach you about that in naturopathic med school, if anything?
They're such good questions. I would say these are really good questions because you're absolutely right. Not only is there little to no, clinical data, but there's so much misinformation and so many ideas about there. It can be very confusing for the consumer. When I was in naturopathic medical school, one of the first things that they had us do kind of as a group that was kind of part of being a first-year student was to do a 3-week elimination and challenge diet / cleanse. The idea being twofold, or maybe even threefold by the time I finish going off the cuff with this idea. I mean, the major idea behind it being that we are, at this time in history, our systems are burdened with more that we have to process than at any other time in history. Between the food that we eat, the liquids we drink, the medications that we take, the air that we breathe, the environmental toxins and industrial chemicals that are a part of our everyday life, the things that our body has to manage and to a certain extent bioaccumulate, hopefully eliminate, is tremendous. Mm-hmm. And the idea is that our bodies are amazing vehicles that are able to do that. We have these incredible systems that are able to manage all of those things. Not to mention, by the way, our own natural processes, like breaking down the hormones that we make, digestion, all of these things. So when you do a cleanse or a detox, when it's done well, in my opinion, first and foremost, you're simply giving your body a rest through diet and through basic supplementation and even natural practices, simple things like, let's say, dry skin brushing, saunas, sweating more. You are supporting your body's own innate processes and giving your body a little bit of a break. Okay,
so when you were in naturopathic medical school and they put you on this 3-week, that they instructed you as part of the course or whatever you were doing to go on this cleanse for 3 weeks, detox for 3 weeks. What's your firsthand account of that experience?
My firsthand account is that it was amazing. So it was amazing because the next piece of the explanation around why we do this is because we tend to eat the same things over and over again, and because we have various physical, emotional, mental addictions to things that we eat and drink.
How did you feel? What I'm getting at is, at the end of the 3 weeks, how did you feel?
I felt amazing.
You felt amazing. There was a difference. There was a difference that you yourself felt.
Yes.
And what was the feeling? When you say you felt amazing, can you describe what you felt?
I can. I had, and keep in mind that at the time I think I was 25.
I was going to ask you how old, but I said she's going to hit me on the head if I ask her how old she was. I was going to ask you that. You were 25. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
You're welcome. And I won't hit you over the head. I was 25, and so it's not like I was walking around with a lot of ailments or a lot of health issues, and I can tell you stories about my patients who have those and do these kinds of programs. But for myself, as a very healthy 25-year-old medical student, I had much better energy. I felt like I was thinking more clearly. My digestion was improved. But all of those things were great. The thing that was the most amazing to me, and this is, you asked from my personal experience, the thing that was the most amazing to me was I had never experienced what it was like to remove dairy, wheat, corn, soy, eggs, alcohol, caffeine, and sugar from my life for 3 weeks. I felt like it was something I couldn't do. How am I going to do that? And I did it, and it was liberating, and it really changed the way I read labels on my food, changed the way I selected my food, and changed my relationship with food. And to me, you can get a lot of answers about why cleansing and detox are important from your various guests, but I think that is one of the most important reasons to do one of these programs and do it in a well-made program, because our relationships with food, the way we select our food, the way we eat our food, is at the core of why we have so many problems with food.
Well, I know you don't listen to my show every day because you're busy. But what you just said, that last piece, we can go back in my shows and we can find segments where I talk just like that, almost word for word, just what you just said. And I use the phrase relationship with food. I use that a lot on the show. I think that's an interesting way and an important way to talk about food. What is your relationship with food? What you eat, when you eat, where you eat, with whom you eat, why you eat. All of those constitute your relationship with food, which begins in utero with what your mother ate. And the answer that you just gave me about cleansing is the most persuasive argument I've had in 11 years as to why you need to do it.
As a family-owned company since 1968, Now Foods has spent the last 46 years building a legacy in the natural health industry as a trusted leader. Now provides a comprehensive approach to wellness by offering more than 1,400 high-quality health foods, supplements, sports nutrition, and personal care products at an affordable price. Now believes that natural is better. They don't use artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners, and they offer many vegetarian, organic, and gluten-free products. Their foods are all non-GMO. Since their beginning, Now has grown to become an award-winning leader in the natural health industry. But one thing has never changed: their commitment to providing the highest quality products at the best value to empower people to lead healthier lives. High quality doesn't have to mean high price. From essential oils to amino acids, multivitamins to natural sweeteners, Now has you covered. To find a store near you that carries Now products, or for more information, visit nowfoods.com. That's nowfoods.com. Still looking for your fountain of youth? It's Zinnia. Look no further than the beauty aisle of your favorite health and nutrition store. Zinnia is the newest product from Form Essentials, the brand that brought you solace. So you know it's filled with the highest quality ingredients. Many cosmetic products only treat topically, while Zinnia addresses aging and hair loss from within. Formulated to support the growth of radiant hair, skin, and nails, Zinnia is sure to help you turn back the hands of time and assist you in aging gracefully. Zinnia provides a spectrum of key vitamins and other evidence-based natural ingredients such as alpha-lipoic acid, biotin, and collagen and elastin peptides, all combined in one capsule for your convenience. By promoting beauty from the inside out, you're strengthening your cells and creating a lasting enhancement to your natural beauty. Zinnia fits into your daily routine and can be taken to boost your current cosmetic products. Available now at leading health and nutrition stores. Ask for Zinnia by name. Start taking Zinnia hair, skin, and nails today and get ready to look amazing.
Is your skin showing signs of aging? Do you want hair with more body and stronger nails? Add Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C to your daily routine to help you regain your youthful, vibrant appearance. Collagen is the body's key structural protein, and it is critical to the elasticity and strength of connective tissues like skin, ligaments, and tendons. Recent clinical studies suggest that supplementing with collagen may reduce wrinkles and increase the firmness of your skin, improve the thickness of your hair, and strengthen your nails. Previously, medical studies also show a wide range of benefits from collagen supplements that may help with your joint pain, bone strength, and exercise recovery. Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C provides 100% pure collagen that's hydrolyzed for maximum absorption. Results are felt and seen within weeks. Super Collagen Plus C promotes a healthy body by providing specialized nutritional support to help fight the effects of aging. Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C products are available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Natrol, Own Your Health, Alga Life, Algae for Life, NeoCell, the true science of collagen, CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
I'm reminded often, and you hear me do the quote, and there are variations of it, but I think the quote that I give is exactly what Bertrand Russell said. Quote, I would rather be mad with the truth than sane with lies. Close quote. I raised that quote within the context of cleansing and detox. Mad with the truth. Here's the truth. Go to PubMed or Cochrane or some other research resource site and try to find clinical trials on cleansing and detox. You have a better chance becoming an astronaut. Okay? The research isn't there. It's not. I'm going to tell you that. And there's so much misinformation on the internet about cleansing and detox. Everything from killing chickens at midnight to whatever. And it's nonsense. Half of it, it's beyond stupidity. And I would never recommend people do some of the things that they have them saying on the internet. You put people's health and life in jeopardy. That all being said, there is some merit to the concept of cleansing and detox. Because as Dr. Schunney was alluding to, we all, and I'm going to go on the record, all walk around with a body burden of chemicals that are toxic chemicals that don't serve us well. Because the regular systems of elimination that we possess biologically are so overburdened, and that these chemicals these synthetic chemicals are so nefarious and toxic that, and the way people eat and live, they don't have a chance to get rid of those chemicals. And some doctors say, that's a bunch of nonsense. You don't need to. And they'll say, and there's no science to support it. But because there's no science to support it doesn't mean it's not a meritorious idea. Dr. Schunney, welcome back. I'm putting a lot of ingredients in the bowl for this cake that we're going to bake so you can play with the ingredients to give you things to talk about or to comment on. So would you violently disagree with what I said in that little monologue there?
No, I think you and I are absolutely on the same page. And yeah, absolutely.
So now, since we don't have clinical trials all over the place, let's go to a clinician such as yourself and you described your own personal experience of doing the cleanse and detox when you were in naturopathic medical school for 3 weeks and what that did for you. And you've integrated it into your practice. Could you share with the listener and the viewer of the show what you have learned about cleansing and detox relative for your clinical practice? How does it work? How do you know it works? Do you recommend it? And if you do, what do you recommend? I'll shut up and you talk.
Okay. I do think it works. I think one of the reasons that it's taught in the curriculum in the first year of school is because it's such a wonderful way often to begin with people. People come in, whatever kind of doctor you are, but certainly with as a naturopathic doctor, patients come in and they have a multiple list of things that's going on often. And often for us, they're coming to you after they've gone their conventional route with little or no success. And clinically, it can be very challenging to look at the totality of symptoms a person presents with and know where to start, prioritize, particularly when you are a new doctor. When you do a simple cleanse, and of course that's different to different people, so I will explain what that means to me, what I find over and over and over again is that when you support the digestive process and clean up the diet, moving people towards a whole foods, anti-inflammatory diet, removing potential allergens or foods that people react to and really support digestion, I will often see that a large percentage, if not the majority, and sometimes all of people's symptoms, which I was going to give them stuff for, right, whether it's a supplement or an herb or a medicine, those things go away. And that's because when you support digestion and you clean up the diet, you are supporting the foundations of health, and you are getting at the root cause of many of the symptoms that a person is manifesting. So that's kind of the big general explanation. I mean, specific things that I see over and over again are, a total cessation of digestive symptoms. People's reflux goes away, their bowel movements become regular, the gas and bloating that they've been plagued with changes or disappears. Sometimes allergic rhinitis or allergy symptoms goes away because, like you said, Dr. Garko, that body burden, that the threshold that we're all carrying around, when we create more room in our shopping cart, so to speak, we can manage, let's say, seasonal allergies or pollen. People's mood lifts, energy's better, they sleep better, which seems like, how can my food affect my sleep? But it does over and over again. So it is these kinds of very large and prominent changes in how people feel that make me go back to it.
How many patients, roughly, how many patients have you prescribed a cleanse or / detox? For how many?
Hundreds.
How many?
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
Oh, for sure, because, and it's probably over 1,000 actually, if I were to really do it. I've been in practice for 15 years. I recommend like a basic elimination and challenge diet, which in my mind, we can talk about that, in my mind is at the core of a good cleansing program. I recommend those to people almost every day in my practice. And then I have this program, this 21-day reset, which used to be called Cleanse Organic. It's had its own little growth over the years. And I know that through that program, we've probably done over 500 people participated in that program, easy. So it's probably thousands, actually.
All right. We'll be back.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering, you're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. Nature's Dynamics. Garden to Gummy supplements made by Dad. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. Nutrix Hawaii, more nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Dr. Amiee Schunney is my guest, 877-897-8255. So, the truth be told, there's not a lot of clinical evidence, clinical trials, to say that cleansing and detox is safe and effective. We do have, however, clinical evidence. And my guest today is an example that is worth paying attention to in terms of she has a lot of experience clinically in doing cleansing and detox programs with her patients. She just reported, I asked her the question, how many has she done? She thinks somewhere up, since she's been in practice for 15 years, about 1,000. And as I said, I would never claim to know Dr. Schunney like her close friends do. But one thing I do know, the woman does not lie. That I do know. And if she tells me that these work, and she has the clinical evidence to support the claim that detox works, I'm going to pay attention, and I think so should you. So you mentioned what is an elimination and challenge diet? What is that?
Yeah, because that's the next important question is like, what are we talking about to get the results that I'm claiming, right? And to me, it doesn't come in a bottle that you get online or in a mixture of lemon water and cayenne pepper and maple syrup. Let's be clear there, right? I think the elimination and challenge diet is the core. So it kind of is what it sounds like, right? First you eliminate. So for at least 3 weeks, that's your minimum. You want to eliminate what I call the big five. These are the foods that we tend to eat and overeat and are insidious in ingredient lists. You might not even realize you're eating them all the time, but they are everywhere. We eat them multiple times every day. I'm not saying that they're categorically bad. They are just extremely present in our diet, and a lot of people have adverse reactions to them. So the big five, to me, are dairy, gluten, corn, soy, and eggs. And again,
dairy, dairy, gluten, soy, corn, and eggs.
Right. And again, not because any of those things are categorically bad. We can have different discussions about those things, just because we eat so much of them.
Okay. Well, dairy, I have the Starbucks in the morning. That's the only dairy I eat. Gluten, I don't think so, not so much. Soy, you have to put a gun to my head. Corn, Eggs, I like chickens. I don't like to kill them and eat them too much. I quit eating chickens, and I eat eggs once in a while. So I'm not a big violator of those big five. Now, caffeine, I have coffee in the morning, and I have some caffeine in the afternoon when I go for my workout. I could clean it up. But those big five, I'm good so far. Go ahead.
So you're good. And then, of course, the other thing is, and I have a feeling that you'll still be good after I say this, but for folks who tend to buy things at the stores in boxes or bags or any kind of packaging, often some of those foods are hidden. Like people say, well, I don't eat eggs. Well, eggs are in a lot of things, right? Mm-hmm. There are dairy derivatives, and soy is another one of those things that's in everything. People are like, I never eat soy. But soy is in so much stuff. Soybean oil, and anybody who buys a salad dressing in the store is probably getting soybean oil every time that they put salad dressing on their very well-intentioned salad. So you've got those big five, and you've really got to read your labels.
So you eliminate those foods. What do you add? What on top of eliminating those five categories, food categories? What else does the person do in this elimination and challenge diet?
Right. So this is what led me to create a program. Because what I realized with the programs that were out there is you would do this elimination and challenge diet, and people were like, "What do I eat?" People would be bored. They would be unhappy and hungry and bored over the course of the length of the program. And what came to my mind, because this is how I think it's how you think also, is like, this is an amazing opportunity. So this is a 3-week opportunity to get people really excited about how to eat a whole foods anti-inflammatory diet. Teach them what does it look like when you have a predominantly plant-based diet that is high in good quality fat, that has adequate protein. How you use nuts and beans and seeds and legumes and vegetables to create healthy food that's interesting, that the whole family will eat, that you can get excited about eating. So what I did in the program, the reason I partnered with the chef to make the program, is because I wanted the program to inspire people not only to eat the cleansing diet, but that when they, after the 3 weeks, when they start to challenge each of those foods one at a time, which is a really important part of the program so that you can actually mine your own data that you just created, that you will actually be excited about continuing to eat, 60%, 70%, 80% of the things we taught you, the recipes, etc. Because for me, I want to make change for people. I want to create a sustainable way of eating that keeps them healthier, that allows their body to manage that body burden.
Do you have a website for the 21-day reset?
Yeah, so if you go to my website, which is www.drschunney, DRSHUNNEY.com, there's a link to it right there.
Okay. I'm headed there now. And how long have you had this? And you use this with your patients, the 21-day reset. That's, I would assume, yes?
I do.
Okay.
Because at this point, it's so fleshed out and supported, and
no pun intended. No pun intended. Fleshed out. Just fleshed out. Yeah, fleshed out. All right.
I do. Yeah.
You're gonna get fleshed out. Okay. You mentioned fats. Where would these good omega-3 fatty acids like the fish oil from Nordic Naturals come into play here in this kind of diet?
Sure. So, I think good quality fats are incredibly important for health. And I think a lot of us have become very shy of fats in our diet. And I think that can be to our great peril because making sure we get good quality fat from our diet is very important. Now, in this program, the way we do it is that the first and the third week, we tell people that they can continue to eat fish. We help them pick which types of fish. And then we also tell them that they can have organic poultry if that's something that they already have. And that's because, getting adequate fat and good protein is so very important. And we want people to be able to function when they do this program. We want them to have stable blood sugar and not lose muscle mass and be able to keep their jobs and be kind to the people they love. Yeah.
When we come back, because Nordic Naturals is one of my all-time favorite supplement companies, if you could explain and describe in a little further detail how the fats fit in, if you will, to a cleanse and detox. I'll have the LTN health question, too.
At Canavest, we believe that the future of hemp is unlimited, and through innovative and responsible application and science, we will enhance the prosperity and well-being of our customers, employees, and communities. As pioneers, our long-term goal at Canavest is to locate hemp seed processing mills near to our future family of hemp farmers. These local factories will convert hemp seed into nutritious oil, protein powders, bread flour, and hemp meal. Canavest supports local efforts and believes that sustainability starts locally. Canavest was named one of the Nutritional Outlook's Best of 2014, and we are committed to pioneering the hemp revolution as the world's leading producer of quality hemp-derived CBD products. Resistance to change is in great part the result of trying to do today's job with yesterday's tools and with yesterday's concepts. The hemp revolution is here, and it's up to all of us to change perception and to impact policy. Will you join us in this movement? Learn more about the education and science behind Canavest at canavest.com.
exclusively from Natural Factors.
I'm Dr. Michael Murray. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to talk with you about PGX, a truly revolutionary natural product that works perfectly to help get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult. PGX is a clinically proven way to help people to achieve their ideal body weight that is safe and natural. PGX leads to a dramatic reduction in the glycemic index of any food or meal. It also ultimately causes the release of compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. One, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and two, improving the action of the hormone insulin. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, it's not your fault. You just need the tremendous support that PGX can provide. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, please go to pgx.com.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our number one ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Did you know that when it comes to supporting whole body health, there's an herbal supplement that may be as important as your daily multivitamin? Discover Zyflamend Whole Body from New Chapter. Formulated to support a whole body, healthy inflammation response. An ongoing natural process and part of the body doing its job. We often think of the inflammation response as something we can feel, such as where there are sensitive nerve endings. But did you know that we can also have an inflammation response we can't feel? And whether we are aware of it or not, our inflammation response can affect the whole body. Zyflamend is a patented blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, that help balance and support your body's natural, healthy inflammation response for overall health and wellness. And it's clinically tested. Discover the premier herbal supplement for whole body health from New Chapter, Zyflamend Whole Body. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Available at your local fine health food store.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness, BSN, Finish First, Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils, Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation, Natural Factors, where great health begins, Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless, A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Here's the LTN health question of the day. I do this every day around this time, where you can win a $25 supplement gift card if you can give me the correct answer to the question. And usually you already have the answer because I gave you the answer, because I'd like you to win. I want to reward you. I've been talking earlier in the show and throughout various parts of it with Dr. Schunney, this idea of men and health. And in the one study that was out of Rutgers, I was talking about how the tougher men think they are, the less likely they are to be honest with their doctors, the less likely they are to choose a female doctor, and the less likely they are to talk about their symptoms. They're a mess. Here, another study I mentioned earlier dealt with the number of men who can remember their last medical checkup. 80% of men in the one study could remember the model of their first car. I remember mine. Mine was a 1957 Chevy, yellow and canary, white and canary yellow. See? What percent of men in the study could remember their last checkup with a doctor? What percent of men could remember their last checkup with a doctor? 5%? 25%? Or 50%? What percent of men could remember their last checkup with a doctor? 5%? 25%? Or 50%? 877-897-8255. 877-897-8255. Dr. Schunney, welcome back. Where do the fats play? What role would they play? See, some might think intuitively, and they would be mistaken. Intuitive say, I got to eliminate fats from my diet if I'm going to do Dr. Schunney's 21-day, what's it called? 21-day reset. I'm going to have to eliminate fats. That would be intuitively wrong, wouldn't it?
Right. And in fact, it's part of what we teach in the program is to be better about including healthy fats, which of course would be fish and fish oil. It would be olives and olive oil, avocados, nuts and seeds, those kinds of things, and how to make them delicious and palatable in a way that we can eat them more in our diet. And there's several reasons why the fats are so important. Having good quality fats in the body is essential for cellular health, for brain health, for heart health, and eating adequate fat in the diet, which is important during a cleansing program, because it helps keep your blood sugar balanced. It helps prevent muscle loss. People sometimes get excited when they do these programs because they lose weight, but oftentimes it's not the right kind of weight. They're losing muscle mass, and that's having adequate protein and good fat is going to make sure that doesn't happen. The other thing is that when you're doing a cleanse or a detox and you are dismantling toxins from the tissue, so you're liberating some of these things that have bioaccumulated, you can essentially be a little bit more toxic, and you can ping the inflammatory response.
I see.
So when you have adequate fats, particularly long-chain omega-3s, EPA, and DHA that we get in fish or preformed in fish oil, you're going to be adding an anti-inflammatory component that's going to help to manage that.
In other words, you have the fire department on hand for when the match is struck.
Perfect.
Right?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, and Nordic Naturals is the leading manufacturer of fish oil supplements around in the world. And they've been a sponsor of my show for almost the entire time I've been on the air, 11 years pretty soon. And for a good reason. And I do, personally, I'm doing at least 5 to 6 grams a day. Given
of fish oil or of EPA and DHA?
It's EPA, DHA combined.
Yeah.
Combined.
Great.
Yeah. And then vitamin D3, about 5,000 IUs a day. So, work it all in. I'm a big fan of olive oil. Every night I have olive oil every day, almost nearly every day. That's Nevertheless, they play an important part in this detox, and I'm a fan of Nordic Naturals. Everybody knows that, and I'm not shy. Let's go to Tampa, Florida. Jerome, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on, Jerome.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. So I'm going to give you a hint, okay? Now, just forget about your answer for a second and listen to the hint. The question is, what % of men can remember the last time they went to a doctor? Now, it's not bad, but there's room for improvement, and it's more than you would think. It's clearly, I'll give you two choices, it's 25% or 50%, and it's better than you think. That's the hint. Between 25% and 50%, what would be the answer if I gave you the hint? It's better than you think.
Better than I think.
Yeah. If it's not 25 and it's better than you think, and the other choice is 50.
50%.
50%. Now, that seems okay. Ask a woman the last time she's been to a doctor. She'll tell you what she wore on the day she went to the doctor and what the doctor was wearing and whether he had some cheesy cologne on.
I'm glad I didn't go that far.
You're right. You're right about that.
So congratulations.
I miss you at those shows, though. I really miss you.
Well, thank you, Jerome. Well, we had to abandon that because, yeah, now that we're coast to coast and syndicated, I couldn't do any more appearances in health stores around the Bay Area anymore. So, but thank you for thinking of me and remembering me, and congratulations on winning a $25 supplement gift card.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, my man. You're welcome. Dr. Schunney, I wish I had another hour. I have a gazillion questions, or not even questions. I just like talking with you. The audience would get a lot out of it. Go to Dr. Schunney's website, drschunney.com, and look at that 21-day diet detox program. It's pretty darn good. Nordic Naturals, big fan. If you're going to do the detox, take her advice. Get those fish oils, these omega-3s, into your diet. Have a wonderful day today, Dr. Schunney. Thank you so much. You're the best.
Oh, thanks. It was great talking with you.
Always talking with you. It's even better yet for me. Let's talk nutrition. We love you. Your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you. If you're going to be tough, also be sensitive.